Overnight, Donald Trump continued his charade as a man of peace as the United States and Israel attacked Iran. In a post on Truth Social, Trump warned that there will be American casualties, but this had to be done for the future and that it is a noble mission.
My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
Trump framing this as a noble mission is in line with his narrative that he is the president of peace. And even if he goes to war, it's because peace is the ultimate goal. At least, that's what he wants us to believe. But no matter how he phrases it, Trump's attack was not authorized by Congress and is deeply unpopular with the American public. Recent polling showed that only 21% of Americans would favor the United States attacking Iran. However, Trump's war is peace approach is resonating with many people. Senator Lindsey Graham posted on X that he's in awe of President Trump's determination to be a man of peace, but at the end of the day, evil's worst nightmare. Senator John Fetterman posted that President Trump has been willing to do what's right and necessary to produce real peace in the region. Conservative commenter Mark Levin posted that it is very important that we, the people, show our president, armed forces, and the world, including our enemies and adversaries, that we are united in this greatest of peace missions. Even Canada seems to be fully on board with the war against Iran. There are multiple reports that this will be at least 1 week of attacks, and possibly longer, as the goal is regime change. But more specifically, to weaken Iran to the point that it is no longer standing in the way of a wider Mideast peace deal. Looking at this from a biblical perspective, I believe what is happening now is a foreshadowing of a much more serious and wider conflict coming down the road. But the potential of this conflict to escalate into something much greater than it is now cannot be ruled out, and the next 24 to 72 hours will tell us if that is to happen. This also brings up the question as to whether Iran is one of the 10 horns that the antichrist is to uproot in the last days. I do not believe that this specific attack is the beast kingdom uprooting one of the 10 horns. However, if and when Iran does have a regime change and gets away from the radical ideology of the last few decades, I could foresee them joining the Board of Peace and being a major player in what Trump wants to do in the Middle East. And at that point, they very well could be one of the 10 horns. But here's the thing. There will remain elements in Iran who will not forget today. They will look for revenge against America at some point in the future. And when that happens, the results would indeed be the Antichrist uprooting one of the 10 horns, and perhaps others. But the bottom line is that no matter how much Trump talks about peace, it should be obvious by now he is a warmonger.